Hey viewers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miamado's Ho. If you are seeing my video for the first time, you are specially welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, I say a very big thank you for always stopping by. So today's video is a requested video. A lot of people have been asking me on how to make a Bustier video. So if you are among those ones, you are lucky today. So today you'll be getting a Bustier video. If this sounds so interesting, like something you want to watch, keep on watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell to always see the juicy part. So let's go right into the video. Welcome to class. So in today's class we're going to be doing a bustier, an upper bust bustier with yoke. Okay, so for our project today we'll be needing our curve, we'll be needing our pen, our paper, scissors, and our marker, and don't forget your tape measurement. Okay, so starting right in, I've gone ahead to draw down my starting point. This is my starting point. I've drawn my starting point down, so this is going to be my shoulder line. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to take my half length. We're going to be working with our half length today. So I've gone down my half length. My half length is 18. So I'm going to mark 18. I'll be using our marker. I'm going to mark 18. I'll take it all down. I'm going to mark my 18. I'm all starting on my starting point I marked earlier. I'm going to mark my 18 and I'm going to take a straight line. So this is my half length. So after that, I'm going to get my shoulder. My shoulder is 16 divided by 2. It's going to give me 8. So I have my 8 here. I'm going to come down by 1.5. Please always know that for your front shoulder slope, come down by 1.5. For your back shoulder slope, you come down by 1. It gives you a nice, beautiful fitting. Then for my neck, I go in by 2. Sorry, I go in by 3, and I also come down by 3. Okay, so my neck, my shoulder slope, I came down by 1.5. So having all these lines dotted down, I'm going to connect them together. I'm going to connect my shoulder slope. Hope I'm not too fast, please. I'm going to connect my shoulder slope, and I'm going to connect my neckline. So connecting my shoulder slope and I've connected my neckline, I've gotten my half length. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my armhole. Now how do I get my armhole? My bust is 40. 40 divided by 6. Okay, then whatever I get, I'm going to add 1.5. That's going to give you your accurate armhole. So my bust is 40 divided by 6 plus 1.5. Total of everything I'm going to be getting should be giving me around 8, 9. So I'm going to mark 9 here, and I'm going to come down by 8. I just did this to get a straight line here. So this is my 9, and I have my armhole. So I've gotten my armhole. Now I need to get my bust point and my under bust. My bust point is 12. My under bust is 15. Okay, so I've gotten my bust point, I've gotten my under point. I get a straight line. There's nothing hard here. It's extremely simple. All you need to do is follow whatever procedure I do here. So now this is my bust point. Okay, here's my under bust, here's my half length. So after getting all this line, I'll get my nipple to nipple. My nipple to nipple is 8. So I put my 4 divided by 2. I've gotten my nipple. I've gotten my nipple to nipple. Now you know that this, what we are doing here, is an upper bust. Okay, it's having a yoke. Now it depends on how your client wants the yoke to be. Now I want my own yoke to come down as low as 8. You can as well measure this measurement on your client's body, okay, to be able, so you will not do your yoke and part of their breast is showing. Please always take note. So here is now going to be my upper bust, and that is where I want my yoke to start from an end. So I'm going to mark a straight line here, then I'm still going to mark my 4 inches. I'll mark my 4 inches. So I have my 4 inches. I'm going to connect the dotted lines of my 4 inches. I'll mark it straight up. Okay, so we are almost there. So now the next thing we need to do on our under bust, at this side, I'm going to take 1.5 inch. I'm still going to take the 1.5 inch on my waist, but on this side I'm going to take only half inch. Okay, remember I only marked it on my under bust and my half length. Then I'll come to my upper bust. Now it depends on how you want it to contour very well. I'm going to take 1 inch at this side, 1 inch at this side. You can go ahead and take half inch. You can go ahead and take 0.75. It all depends on how you cover you want it to be, but this is a very perfect measurement and it works very well. So now what you're going to do, you're going to connect all your lines together. Remember, whenever you're drafting this, the one that has the bigger measurement is always by the side, then this one that has the half inch is always on the middle part. Okay, now I'm going to connect this place to this my bust point, then this place to this, using my curve ruler. I'm going to connect this. Please watch the way I'm placing my ruler. It's very important. Your ruler placement is extremely important when drafting your curve. So with this, I've already been able to contour my under bust and my upper bust. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in my measurement. My bust is 40 divided by 4 is 4. So I'm going to put my 40. I'm going to put my 40 divided by 4 is 10. Sorry, I'm going to put my 10 here. Then my under bust, I'm going to put, my under bust is 35. Sometimes you might measure this, but sometimes you may not measure it. But for me, I like to measure it. I measure my under bust. My under bust always gives me 8.5. I put my 8.5. Then remember what I moved from here. I moved 1.5 plus half, that's a total of 2. I'm going to put my 2 inch back. Then my waist is 9.5. I'm going to put my 9.5 and I'm going to replace my 2. So that is it. Then on this my bust, I'm going to add 1 inch. Remember, we have our armhole line. This is our armhole line, where your armhole stop. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot to take that measurement. So after we finish marking, the next thing you need to do is to go in and connect the dots. Remember, your placement is very important. It's very important. So I've gone ahead and shaped my cloth. Now coming back to the armhole, how do you able to curve your armhole? You know that your armhole curve is very important. So for this front one, we get the midpoint. We have 9 here, so the midpoint is 4.5. So on this 4.5, I'm going to come in by half inch. Okay, so this half inch, I'm going to connect this line, these dots and these dots all together using my curve. Now you need to place your curve very well, making them to point at all edges. So after I've finished being able to place them, I curve. So I've been able to get my curve. Remember that we took 1 inch out of here. We took 2 inches rather, 1 inch from one side, 1 inch from one side. Please don't forget, you need to return. You have a total of 2 inch. You need to return your 2 inch. It's very important. When you're returning your 2 inch, you now know that your armhole is going to shift a little. So this is your 2 inch. We're going to draw a straight line, then connect this. Then if you look very well, our bustier is ready. It's as good as that. Now you could always play with your yoke. If you want your yoke to be straight, it's fine. If you want your yoke to come down, to have a sweetheart, you could always come down by 1 inch and you could curve it. You could curve it. You could curve it. It all depends on what you want. If you want it to have your keyhole, you could still do your keyhole. But now my neck is 3 by 3. I want to bring down my neck a little bit down. So I'm going to be bringing down my neck by extra 1.5 inch. And I'm going to extend here to extra 4 inch. Then I'm going to connect my neck using my comb. So now this is my new neckline. I have a new neckline here, and this is my cuff. So on doing this, your clothes is ready. It's ready. Your bustier is ready. There's nothing hard in bustier. Then now what we're going to do, we are going to go ahead and cut our bustier for you to see how beautiful it's going bustier. Please, you need to take note when you're cutting your bustier. You need to be very, very careful. Okay, and note that we haven't put our seam allowance on our bustier. I'm going to apply it when I'm sewing, when I'm cutting my clothes. That's when I'm transferring my pattern to my material. Remember, this is my new neckline that I'm using. So I'm cutting it all off. Take this aside for us to cut. Then now I'm doing this, cutting out my neckline. Remember I said I wanted it to be a straight cut. So this is what we have. Then I'm going ahead to cut the bustier. Please, when you're cutting this part, always make sure that it's not really pointed. It's actually a little bit curved. Okay, please, because when your pattern is curved and when you sew, it not give you a nice fitting. So you need to try for it to be this particular notch place, for it to be curvy. So doing that, we have our bustier ready. See, when you put these two together, remember that we removed 2 from here, we added our 2 back here. So if you're putting it back, your 2 is already complete. You could see it's complete. You could see that it's complete. Imagine that if you did not put this 2 back, okay, after removing from you, not put that 2, that means you'll be having a shortage. So always remember to put your 2, whatever you move from here, from your on top bust contouring, you replace it back, because if you don't replace it back, it's going to be short. So now this is what we have. Your bustier is ready. I can't wait to transfer this to a fabric. See how beautiful it's going. So please go ahead and cut these. Let's see how beautiful you cut it before we go to the fabric. So let's cut our back. Our back is very simple. We don't need plenty things for our back. So let's go ahead. We don't really need much. Okay, we are going to take our half length, starting from our starting point. Our half length, remember I said our half length is 18. We're going to mark our 18. And we'll draw a straight line. Okay, so here will now be our starting point. So after marking our 18, we'll want to mark our shoulder. Our shoulder we took 8. Now remember that our shoulder slope for the front we took 1.5. So for this back we'll be taking 1 inch. So from that 1 inch we'll take our armhole. Our armhole we took 8.5. Sorry, we took 8.5. I took 8.5. So we are going to connect it. Okay, so I want to make it a straight line, so I'm just going to bring down my 8 of my shoulder here to confirm that I'm having a straight line. So now we've gotten our shoulder, we've gotten our shoulder line, we've gotten our chest line. So now we're going to get our neck. Our neck we took, first of all we took 3. I'm going to do 3 by 1.5. Don't forget you can always play around your neck. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. You can always play around your neck. Play around your neck. Okay, because that's where the beauty of your clothes lies. Play around your neck. So we've gotten our neck, gotten our shoulder, we've gotten our armhole. Then I'm going to come down. Just to confirm. Okay, so all my clothes ready. So what I'm going to do is a straightforward back. I'm going to get my bust. My bust is 40 divided by 4. I'm getting my 10. So I've marked my 10. So for the back armhole, you don't need to come in by ½ inch. All you need to do is get the midpoint. The midpoint for here will be 4.25. So for 4.25, I'm just going to connect my curve to this place. So I've gotten my curve. Then for my waist is 8.75. I'm going to mark my 8.75. Don't forget I'm going to put my data allowance. My data allowance is 1. So I'm going to connect this to this. After connecting it, now we remember that our back is not straight. Our back is not straight. Now in our back we have this slopey inner place. Now that is where this thing I want to teach you now comes in handy. For this our half length, we come in by ½ inch. I came in here by ½ inch. Then I'll connect this ½ inch to my neckline, to the tip of my neckline. So if I'm connecting it, this place I don't need here. All this place is going out. I don't need here. Then when we are placing our cloth on our fabric, then we will add our zipper allowance. You could also do that on your paper, but I don't like doing that on my paper. I like doing that on my fabric. That's why I add my zipper allowance. So with this now, my back is ready. All I need to do is put my zipper allowance when drafting on my fabric. Put my sewing allowance. I'm putting extra 2 inch for my back sewing allowance. And I'm connecting it. So with this my back is ready. You could still want to go further and play around your back. You might want to put a neck here, a net rather here. You might want to like play around it. Okay, you want to come down here by 2 inch. I want to go in from this place by, let's say, 2.5 inch. Then you want to connect it. Let's connect it like this, just to play around our neck, our back. Then you're connecting it like this. Then that means here is going to be a net or whatever you want to put here. Then you could have a slant. Then now you know that, okay, here's going to be your zip. There's not going to be any zipper here. Here's going to be your yoke. Then here you have a zipper here. So with that, our back is as good as ready. So you can go ahead and cut it. We are all ready and good to go. Okay, I forgot something. I'm sorry. I forgot to extend our neck. Our neck later went in by 1 inch in the front. I'm so sorry, I almost forgot about that. Later went in by 1 inch. So our neck have extended. I've aligned it with the one in the front. So go ahead and cut. Remember, for the back armhole, we didn't come in by 1/2 inch at the midpoint. Now this part, we are chopping it off. So I didn't show you our dart placement here, but don't forget that I put our dart 1 inch dart when cutting my clothes. So for the dart, if you still want to notify it, all you need to do is take in your nipple to nipple. My nipple to nipple is 4, so I'm going to take in 4. That is all what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to come up then go in by my 1/2 inch at both sides. I already know my 1/2 inch intake, so I don't need to start calculating it. So you could as well go in and calculate yours. So this is my dart. So that is right. You could still extend your dart to this place since you're already having a yoke. So on doing this, your back is ready. It's a very straightforward graft. You don't need much. So when transferring this to your fabric, all you need to do is add your zipper allowance, because you've already have taken out your slant here, so you don't need to start moving with your zipper allowance again. Once you add your zipper allowance, it aligns automatically. So with this is what we have. When you're cutting and transferring to your fabric, you know you need to add 1/2 inch round it, except for the side, because you already added your 2 inch on your pattern. But on this side, you add your 1/2 inch, add your 1/2 inch, add your 1/2 inch, add your 1/2 inch, but don't put your 1/2 inch here. So with that, this is what